Hey everybody, it's Emmitt. I am in, where am I? I'm in Vienna.
Vienna, yes.
I'm in Vienna, Austria. Spent a week here, and there are some interesting things that I realized. Austria has a concentration of solar, or PV as it's known here, that is unparalleled from anywhere I've seen. But I wanted to talk with some people. So before I got here, I reached out to a couple of people and sent out some messages. And one young lady said, yes, Emmitt, but I wanted to interview, she said, call her Laura, right?
Laarak, but you can call me Laurie.
All right, Laurie. The reason I wanted to interview you is because I think you have a very unique experience in the photovoltaics industry, in that you and I can identify with certain things as coming into this industry, because you don't see a lot of representation of certain demographics in this space. Mm-hmm. In the US, and I don't know pretty much about Europe, but I've been to some conferences and it seems to be much the same. So first, what got you interested, or what made you interested into photovoltaics?
Okay. The fact is that my bachelor degree is on physics, but when I want to continue and study a master degree, I was interested more to the engineering, the real stuff of life.
Yeah.
So I started consult with one professor, and on that time, he recommended me go to the renewable industry, specifically on solar, if you want to have continuous job and grow.
Really?
Yes. And that was the reason that I chose. And actually also I was in the mood of protect the world and doing something that be beneficial for the life and for the future.
Okay.
And that was when I just hear that also, okay, renewable. And then I decided to study in this section, in this industry.
Now, where did you start your career? Where did you attend school and start your career?
Okay, and my master degree was in Iran, in Science and Research University. And year after that, I started my master. I started applying for the companies. And the thing is, I was restricted. I want to work on the thing that I'm studying on.
Yeah.
Because education in the university is quite different when you are working in this industry. Because that part is much theoretical, much design, but the fact and troubleshooting and problem in the work, when you study working and see the fact, the real things. So I was unemployed around a year.
Yeah.
Because the hardest part was I was a woman, and all the people see some limitation for me to go on project, go on site, and maybe you cannot, things gonna be heavy for you. It takes time, but I got the job.
Yeah.
And now it's been around from 2016, I start in this industry.
So you started in Iran.
Yes.
And there's cultural differences based on who you are, what gender you are.
Exactly.
What religion you are, and sometimes.
Yes.
Did you see all these coming?
Honestly, about the religion, no, because the place that I was working, most of them was private sector.
Yeah.
And in this session, no one cares about your religion, how you wear, what's your mind, what's your culture. And I was so lucky on the company that I worked. They were so supportive for the women.
Oh, good.
Yes, my boss was super supportive, and he was kind of proud to have a woman as engineer. But yeah, sometimes I see so weird behavior about because I was not wearing the hijab. I was not that type. For example, in the exhibition, we had so much customer from the Europe, from Turkey. I was in the meeting. I had hijab, but not the full hijab. In middle of the meeting, I was talking. Someone just came in. I'm sorry. Please just
cover.
Yeah, that was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
That was because all the people was weird what's happening.
Yeah.
And I had such a tough time. Or sometimes, not all the time, there was something cultural for older generation.
Yeah.
They were not taking advice from me for the technical stuff.
But I think that is common everywhere, though.
Yes.
I don't think that's specific to.
I experienced it here too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's just group. If you attend a different school, people are like, ugh, we don't. You could be the best student, but they're like, I think that's just an age thing, though.
Yeah, it's about the generation. It's not about the countries or culture, because the younger generation, they were just communicating more and accepting the technical advice from the woman.
Yeah.
That was also the tough time, or not so much, but honestly, in my university, I think around 100 men, we was only 2 women was studying.
In university?
Most of them was applying was men. And yeah, we was only 2 girls. And all of the group was super, super supportive.
Yeah.
And they will get happy when they see the woman also is interested to this industry. In the work also, in the private section, all of them were super supportive. I'm still communicating with them on the LinkedIn. I received so many positive feedback that they are so happy that I'm just working on the Europe now.
Okay. What was solar? How big is solar in Iran?
In Iran, the thing is, year is 365 days. In Iran, 280 days is sunny.
Yes.
And the thing is, just only be sunny is not enough, because the good temperature is also so important.
Yes.
And we have so many cities beside are so sunny, they have a good temperature.
Okay.
Yes. And on that time when I was starting, residential was growing so fast. And the thing is, feed-in tariff price was 10 cents. On that time was super good, and it was growing. And so many Europe manufacturers also was start working with Iran. Unfortunately, because of the politics and bad decision of governments, sanction had been started. Yeah. And so many good manufacturers closed the deals and not working with Iran. Yes. And so many companies had to buy it from the lower quality brands. Yeah. That is the main issue. But so many places or power plant is still interested to the good quality top brands. So they have to buy it from other countries with the double price. Yeah. And since the currency and value of money of Iran, which is the real, get dropped compared to the dollars.
Oh, so the price was really high.
Yeah. I don't know feed-in tariff price now. I have to calculate it. But as example, I can tell 10 cents just dropped to the 1 cent. Yeah, money return on that time, I remember it was 3.5 years. When the sanction started, the money return of the investment went to the 6 years. Now is, I think, more than 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, at that point, there is no economic view anymore, but people and companies and manufacturers still interested to invest of the power plants, because there is power crisis in my country. Sometimes 3 hours a day, there is no power.
And you don't have a lot of water because...
Exactly.
And I realized this here. I was in Paris, so you have the Seine River, and you have a bunch of rivers. When you're in Austria, where I was, there's a Kraftwerk, there's a river. And I was like, when you have an abundance of flowing water, you can make a lot of energy.
Yes.
When you don't...
Exactly, because of the climate change, lack of water, countries, the crisis of the power, and still solar is growing, because this is the best option. But nowadays, mostly is utility rather than the residential.
Isn't there the region has a lot of oil production, correct?
Yes.
But they won't use oil for electricity.
Honestly, they are using, but I don't know the name of the English, the places that producing power from the oil.
Yes. Diesel plant?
I think the diesel plants is kind of old.
Oh, yeah.
And when they want to make it the new one, needs so much money, and also it takes so much time. And also the demand is growing so high, and it's not enough.
So with that, most of it was residential.
Yes, on that time when I started was so many residential, but nowadays is mostly commercial and the utility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Has the demand for residential decreased?
I think it's not decreased. The cost is so high now.
Oh, yeah.
The issue now is the cost. But I still receive the feedback. I receive the news. Okay, so people are, there's so many issues with the power. There is the grid outage 3-4 hours a day, and they are thinking about the residential again, but not the grid point, off grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because batteries are here now.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I'm a fan of batteries. I've been waiting for batteries for 10 plus years. Yeah, about 10 years. Because that was the missing part. In the United States, we were basically storing our energy in the grid. So we push back to the grid and you store it to get a credit. Mm-hmm. Which I remember there were storms on New York and New Jersey, and people were calling me saying, why don't I have power? And I said, because you have a grid tie inverter.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, but I have an inverter and solar panels. I should have electricity. That's not how it works. But now we have batteries. So if you do it correctly, you should basically have sun 24 hours available to you, or electricity 24 hours available to you. But now that's happening in the Middle East, correct?
Yes. I think beside the Middle East, Europe also now so much interested to have a battery and store the power for their own.
Yeah.
Because the feeding tariff is so low.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that makes sense. So why should I give it to the grid? I will store this energy and use it for myself. I think nowadays also so many people, residential, commercial, and just interested to store the energy for themselves.
Well, that's what's happening in California because of what we call NIM 3.
Look at the
kitty. You can be grandfathered in if you had this system prior to the change in the policy, but most people aren't. So the batteries are making sense where they're not selling back. They're using it with time of use, savings mode, and a couple of other things. Let's talk about your transition out of Iran and coming to Europe. What made you decide, let me try a new place, let me reinvent myself?
Actually, I had won a scholarship and I was in Germany for around 2 or 3 months for a short course.
Yeah.
And I loved here. I loved Europe. I traveled a little bit around. Then when I asked...
It's the food, isn't it?
The calmness,
yes.
Everything is so organized, anything is so on time, and I liked it.
Yes, things are on time. Transportation.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And then I loved it. And honestly, I think that, okay, I can have better future in here.
Yeah.
And I can be more free and just scroll. And that's why I just focused on my LinkedIn. And I think it was 3 years. I was constantly applying, doing so much interviews. And on that time, COVID happened.
Oh.
So I had to relocate to other city. And I just continuously reapplying and just joining so many online events.
Yes.
And after that, I just got the job in here. And it was less than 2 months. I got my visa and just so fast. I moved to Austria.
That's crazy. Yeah. 2 months?
In the 2 months. It was super, super fast.
That
was amazing. Yeah.
That is amazing. That I've been through that process before. Well, adjacent. I've been kind of through the process before, and it's not always that quick, unless you're sponsored by a business.
Yeah, because the company applied for me. I didn't apply directly. Yeah. They applied from Austria. After 2 weeks, I received the email, your visa is ready. No need the appointment. Just come to the VFS and receive your visa. And after that, I just have to just resign and do stuff and come to the Austria.
So with that, what did you notice that was different from Iran versus the EU?
The thing that I also loved a lot, you are doing the only things is inside the job description.
In Europe?
In Europe.
Yes!
Yeah, this is the job description.
This is what you do.
This is what you do. And the work-life balance in here is so much more. When it's the weekend, no one calls you.
Or Friday.
Or Friday after your working times, no. Nothing. Unless, for example, since I'm doing the troubleshooting here, so many installers have to travel to the site. It takes time. We will make an appointment together on time. We will solve the issue. But in my country, things are quite different.
Yeah.
For example, when your boss calls you also after work, you have to reply it as a respect. Or when you have to work on the weekends, you have to work.
Yes.
The work-life balance here is so good. And the job description, you're doing the things.
Yes.
And also, there is so much possibility for you to grow. It doesn't matter you are the woman or man. It just, they are only looking at your abilities and your skills. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was different for me working here. It's very in the box.
Yes.
In America, it's not so in the box. It's, especially if it's a new or smaller company, you do everything. Mm-hmm. But that was different. Now, you said you work in troubleshooting.
Yes.
So explain what your company does, the name of your company and what they do currently.
Actually, I changed my job and I came here. The current company where I'm working is Energy 3000. They are the wholesaler of all devices.
Of devices.
Exactly.
Inverters,
battery, inverters, optimizers, solar panels, cables, structures, all of them.
Okay.
And I'm working for the Huawei brand.
Okay, Huawei.
When the customer, yes.
Yeah, that's a no-no in America.
Exactly. But it had a good market in Europe. And when the people need someone site, and also when they need a replacement or when there is a problem that should be solved, they contact me.
Okay.
And most of the time, at the first step, I'm going to try to solve the issue by myself based on my experience. But when it just gets more complicated, I will, based on the location of the site, I will contact the manufacturer for the replacement, or sometimes having the meeting with the R&D for solving the issue.
Okay. Yeah. So we have this faction called operation and maintenance. Mm-hmm. Do you have that here? These are people, their only job is to make sure it's operating and maintain that site. This is for commercial sites. So if we have a commercial site, it's up and running. Mm-hmm. Let's say every 3 months, you should go there, you check the communications, you check the torque, you make sure the grass is mowed.
Not our company, because our company is not the EPC.
Yeah.
But there is so many companies, the guys from the operation and maintenance, when there is an issue on site or production is getting lower, they will contact me.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Exactly. So what's the issue? Well, what's this alarm? Why is not producing that much? And we have to analyze it together and find a solution.
So you do remote troubleshooting?
Yes.
So you look
not
at
all the time. Also the on-site.
Okay. I worked in remote troubleshooting for everything, where you looked at the portal and said,
"Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you have pollen. There's a leaf on module 14."
Oh my God.
No, but I'm just trying to get clarity between the United States and here to see what's similar to the business. Because here you work on 3-phase.
There is a single phase also.
What does your single phase consist of? Voltage?
The voltage is, I think 230 the maximum. I don't remember the specific range, but it's 230 voltage.
So your single phase is L1, L2?
And N.
And neutral?
Neutral, yes.
Okay. Oh, is that for residential?
Yeah, I have to check it honestly. Okay. Yeah, L1, L1, L2N, and PE. We have
the ground.
Yes, for the 3-phase is L1, L2, L3N, and PE.
Yeah, I know the voltages are slightly different, but you work off 50 hertz and we work off 60 hertz.
It's quite different.
It is that makes everything different, especially when it comes to transformers and inductors and things. But that's neither here nor there. It's just electrons. We deal with that. But now you've been here for a while.
Now in November, it will be 3 years.
It's been 3 years. but you're seeing other horizons that you want to conquer.
Yes.
So what all would you like to do in this industry? What is your dream? What is your goal?
My short goal
Yeah.
is just learning ESS because I see the future on the ESS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because nowadays on commercial, there is existing PV plants wants to have the ESS.
Yes.
That's growing so fast. And I feel I'm just left behind and I have to just learn it as soon as possible to grow.
Yeah.
And in the future, I just want to be the part of the organization to encourage whole countries when are not like Europe, not like US, to encourage them and support them to go to the PV industry.
Yeah.
I think we can protect the earth with this industry. I think it's one of the cleanest and easy forward.
It is. And here's where good debaters will come up with things that says, oh, it's not this and it's not that. I have a big problem. I live in a small city, 34,000 people.
Okay.
But they have money. This is how I know they have money. I sit in front of my house. I live on the main street and I see a Tesla drive by. I see a big truck drive by. It's a big truck. Big truck. It's in the country. Big truck. Okay. Tesla, Rivian. Like, these people have money to throw at cars. And then I see the children, the Kinder, coming through on electric bicycles and electric motorcycles. Thinking to myself, okay, all that takes electricity on the grid, the American electric grid. Our electric grid is about 80 years old.
Okay.
They built it after the war. They built it how it is now after the war. But back then, when my mom was a child, they had a light bulb and they had maybe a radio. Now we have everything is on, plus we're adding electric cars, yes. We're adding electric lawnmowers, electric bicycles, it's putting more. People don't have to pay for that. They can be their own power plant. Especially, have you heard of VPP?
No.
Virtual power plants.
Okay.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, virtual power plant is where, let's say, these are all houses, these buildings we have here.
Okay.
Right? And they all have solar on it, and they all have battery. When the grid needs more power, instead of firing up a plant, it pulls it from these houses. So we sell our stored energy to the grid. They don't have to power up another coal plant. Or they tell you, they do multiple things. They look at your thermostat, say, oh, your air conditioning is going. Let's turn that off. Click, click, click for half an hour. Let's bring up the energy, turn off these other circuits that aren't life supporting or necessary, not your lights. And then we're going to pull energy from the battery till we can get stable, and then we're going to turn everything back on.
So all we monitor network all over.
Yes. That's VPP. I have to do a talk on that. That's free for everybody. The next time you'll have to pay. Anyway. So that's actually a good goal, because then that frees us, that gives us some freedom in this world. What would you like to say to women who are thinking about getting into this market?
I don't want to just talk about cliche or so many things like that, but I want to tell anything is possible.
But a lot of people, and the reason I say this is because I talk to a lot of young Black males in America. And they're like, what do you do? Or they see me and they're like, how do you do that? I'm curious. I have to know everything. But it's not always one thing. When people say solar, oh, I need to just be an installer first.
Just start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning.
Small steps, because when I just started, I was not in the very high position. I was kind of assistant of one of the engineers. Well, I was just doing very basic stuff.
Yeah.
And I was asking all the time. There is no any embarrassment when you doesn't know something.
Yeah.
If you ask so many times the same question, that's the issue.
Yeah.
But when you ask one time or two times to learn it, note it, that's fine. Just ask the question. Just spend more time with the colleagues who are expert and ask for help, and just try to study. When you doesn't know anything, just start searching and you will be grow. I'm sure about it.
Cool. You're coming to the United States.
Yes.
You're coming to California, the solar mecca of the United States.
Exactly.
That's a big state. There's a lot happening there. Oh, there's so much. In that area, I would give you some advice. Learn the policy first.
Okay.
Everything is policy in California. And make sure you go to all the shows. If you don't know, I can help you out with that.
Perfect.
But what made you decide to, because you like it here so much, what made you say, let's try California?
The first thing is because my family. The second is my language. I'm a fast learner.
Yeah.
I speak Farsi, Turkish, and English.
Yes, you speak like 6 languages, right?
4.
4.
With the German. I learned Turkish and English by myself. I learned English with friends.
Yeah.
And just 6 months of attending to the course, and Turkish by myself, but German language is so complicated.
I thank you for this.
It's so complicated.
I've been studying on Duolingo for 2 years.
I recommend you Buzo. Duolingo is not working. You just learn the word. You cannot just make a sentences with it.
No, because the verb, the noun goes...
Trust me, try Buzo.
Buzo?
Buzo, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect for learning the German. I didn't try the other language, but the German is Buzo. And the thing is, I really want to grow and have a better position after the few years.
Yeah.
But with the German language, I always gonna have this limitation.
Yeah. I truly understand that.
I try my best. I receive the feedback from my colleagues that, Laarak, you are doing fine, you are learning, and there are so many people are spending so much time in this country and they cannot talk like you. I'm not sure they are saying the truth, but I received this.
But it's the dialects too.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm going to the German course and learn the Hochdeutsch.
Yeah.
And then come here and the people just speak quite differently. In Vienna, it's the Vienna dialect, that's okay.
Really?
But in the Burgenland or Oberösterreich, Upper Austria, is different. Sometimes the customer called from Tyrol. I just handed over the phone to my colleague and I asked for help because it's not possible to understand.
I learned this. I have a German friend, and her husband and I, and my wife and I, we all get together and play cards. And I literally thought something was wrong with me. And I was talking with my German friend. She says, no, I have to look at your wife's mouth to understand what she's saying sometimes. I'm like, thank you. But the fact that you learn so many languages, and was English a native language? Because I know English is kind of a universal.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, exactly. It is, in my idea, that English is the easiest language because if you're focusing on this language after a year, you can speak, you can communicate with the people.
Yes.
But for the German, it takes so much time.
It does take a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes so much time.
I commend you who are non-Deutsch sprecher people, and you're managing it. So kudos to you, because I'm suffering. Anyway, so when you get there, there's organizations I would say you should look up. First one is NABCEP.
I need to note all of these things. Okay, NABCEP?
Yeah, because I'm on the board.
Yes.
NABCEP, and women in solar in the United States. I think that would be a good networking for you.
Perfect.
So, yes, those are two that I think you should begin to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
And who else is there? I don't know. We really have to see.
I have a question from you.
Yeah.
Is there any